All right, Abby, so you ran into one of the Bert Show members' kids, and now you are having an identity crisis.
Yeah, you guys are going to be hanging this over my head for a very, very long time because I had one of those moments that I feel like is just roast worthy in the same way that it might top my Aiden Turner flub that we had on air when Aiden Turner from All My Children called in and I thought he was the other Aiden Turner. This might be slightly more embarrassing only because I feel like I just should have known better. You can give me grace for the celebs, but when it comes to your coworkers' children, you should probably know a little better. So I'm a very active person. I love to get my steps in, and luckily I live close to a pretty popular park here in town. So usually every evening I'll put on my headphones, throw on an audiobook, and go out for a little run, a little walk, and get my steps in towards the end of the day. And a couple of days ago, I was out for a walk around 5 p.m., typical walk. It's pretty crowded. There's lots of people out. There's high schoolers, there's college kids who, are out for a run. There's families, there's small ball teams. And as I'm getting towards the end of my walk, I come across a group of high schoolers. And I'm like, those high schoolers look kind of familiar. I'm looking at the haircut, and it's this very distinct haircut that I've seen a handful of times. It's a long brown haircut, sort of floppy towards the front.
They all have it. All the dudes have it.
Well, that's what I found out, because as I approached this group of high schoolers, I'm like, I know that haircut. I think that's my boss's kid. I think that's Bert's kid, Hollis.
Oh, really?
And as I walk up to them, I go...
Is he dealing drugs in that park again?
No. He was hanging... Well, this group of high schoolers was hanging out by the baseball fields, and they had their bikes and golf clubs, so I'm assuming they were out maybe hitting balls at Chastain, the public park over there. And I'm like, okay, normally I'm I'm pretty sure this is Hollis, but was it weird if I say something? We've never met each other, but we follow each other on Instagram.
You've never met Hollis?
Never met Hollis. Face to face.
That's crazy to me. Okay.
Was he not at the Christmas party?
No. I've never met Hollis.
I mean,
I may have said hi once, but I don't think we've ever had a full-on conversation. So I was is it weird? Because I'm we've never really met, but we follow each other. So if I say something is it weird? Is he going to reckon? I don't know. So I'm kind of overthinking it, but I'm you know what? Let me just say hi because this is my boss's kid. Let me say something.
Well, he's going to be 18 in a couple of weeks, which means he's going to be on Tinder. So I'm sure you guys will see each other.
Thank God my age range isn't that low yet. So I approach him and I say, hey, how you doing? And I'm kind of looking at these kids and I'm this isn't Hollis. I'm sitting there, I'm I full on thought, how did I think that this was the one kid in all of Atlanta, Georgia that had this one specific haircut that all of these 17-year-old dudes had? Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there, I'm A, I'm blind. B, I'm stupid because I should have done a double take before just walking up with full chutzpah, trying to have a conversation. And 3, it made me feel so old because I'm I'm becoming that old geezer who's well, he's got that haircut, so that's his haircut. This is a trend that nobody my age is following. And for the first time, I felt I'm on the out. I'm oh, this is the government issue Gen Z haircut that all of these 17-year-old boys have. And I fell for it because I thought it was Hollis. It was some random kid and his group of friends.
So you walk up and you say hi to this group, and what did they do?
They're just dumbfounded. They're looking at me and they're lady, we don't know you. They don't know how to respond, and I'm just looking at them and I go, I'm going to go this way.
So all these 18-year-old boys too talk a great game, and then this pretty woman comes out of nowhere and says hi, and they're like, oh.
No, towards the end of my walk at Chastain, there is no pretty woman. I am looking like the gorilla who's just gotten beaten up by 100 men. I am not looking good.
There are times where I look around my house and Hollis has his friends over, right? And sincerely, 80% of them have the exact same haircut. It's the sort of Bieber chicish almost, but it's got a little more fluff to it. They all have it except there's one dude that's just decided, I'm gonna shave my head. And then the rest of them have the exact same haircut.
That's exactly how it is. It's one of those newsboys caps where it hangs over their forehead, but it's very short towards the back. It's they just decided to cut all their hair and super glue it to their forehead. So yeah, long story short, everyone in Gen Z has the exact same haircut, and I'm old.
Yeah, you get grace on this one because you're right. They all do have the same haircut.
Look the same.
They all look the exact same. Look up any high school picture right now, senior picture, and if it's a group picture, 80% of them will have the same haircut. You're good.
Yeah, I fell for it.
Yeah.
The Bert Show.